I'm here at the Zeppelin hangar in Friedrichshafen, Germany. I'm about to go take a flight in a Zeppelin. I think I hear one coming in for a landing right now. This is the birthplace of the Zeppelin, or what we think of as blimps, like the Goodyear blimp. They were invented here in the late 1800s, and the first one was built here in 1900. Zeppelin offers tours at 5 locations in Germany, including Friedrichshafen. Flights range in length from 30 minutes to 2 hours. A 30-minute flight costs about 340 euros, and a 2-hour flight is over 1,100 euros. I chose a 45-minute flight to get a good length of time while keeping costs lower, and my flight went over the Bodensee, or Lake Constance, to the south and flew over the edge of Austria, and then back to Friedrichshafen. The Zeppelin flight comes with a thorough pre-flight safety briefing in both English and German. We boarded the ship in pairs as returning passengers also disembarked in pairs to keep weight and balance while the Zeppelin hovered a couple feet above the ground. Takeoff was so gentle that unless you're looking out the window, you might miss it. The ship floats gracefully off the ground to its cruising altitude. The flight stays a comfortable 1,000 feet above Lake Constance, shimmering below, and it's easy to forget you're riding in a machine with a legacy older than fixed-wing powered flight. The Zeppelin was born here in southern Germany at the turn of the 20th century. Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin developed and patented his designs in the late 1800s and launched his first airship from a floating hangar near this very spot in 1900, 3 years before the Wright brothers' famous flight at Kitty Hawk. The ship was crewed by today's standards, an aluminum frame wrapped in fabric, powered by 2 16-horsepower engines, but it flew. And it sparked a revolution in lighter-than-air travel, including the launch of the world's first airline in 1910. By the 1920s and 30s, airships were crossing oceans. The Graf Zeppelin completed a 21-day circumnavigation of the globe in 1929. The Hindenburg, though tragically remembered, symbolized a golden age of aviation. Transatlantic flights in relative comfort with observation windows, dining salons, and lounge areas in the sky. But the technology of that era had limitations. Hydrogen was highly flammable, engines were underpowered, and fixed-wing aircraft with their increasing range and speed soon overtook the Zeppelin in safety and utility. Today's Zeppelin, the Zeppelin NT, is a modern reinvention. The NT stands for Neue Technologie, or New Technology. It's a semi-rigid airship, meaning it combines internal gas pressure with a lightweight internal frame. It's filled with helium, a non-flammable lifting gas. Propulsion comes from 197 horsepower Lycoming piston engines. These are designed to swivel, giving the craft remarkable maneuverability. It can hover, pivot in place, and even back up. But helium has its own challenges. It's a finite, non-renewable resource that's growing increasingly scarce and expensive, with most supplies tied to natural gas production. This makes long-term planning for airship operations more complicated and fuels ongoing research into alternative systems. Inside, the ride is smooth and almost eerily quiet, with gentle rocking in the wind. At around 70 knots, it's not fast, but speed isn't the point. The Zeppelins offer something else, a unique perspective and unmatched stability, making them ideal for low and slow operations. Today, airships like the Zeppelin serve in a variety of roles. Tourism is the most visible with short sightseeing flights. Their enormous surfaces make the ships ideal flying billboards, but they're also used for aerial photography, surveillance, scientific research, and even environmental monitoring. Their ability to loiter quietly over an area without creating a downwash makes them useful where drones or helicopters might disturb wildlife or sensitive terrain. Looking forward, there's a renewed interest in airships, not as relics, but as part of a more sustainable aviation future. Several companies are developing hybrid electric or solar-powered airships that could carry cargo to remote locations without relying on runways. The promise is cleaner transport with a fraction of the fuel burn and emissions of conventional aircraft. There are challenges, of course: weather vulnerability, slower speeds, and integration into controlled airspace. But as the technology evolves, the airship's unique capabilities, lift efficiency, long endurance, and a gentle footprint could make it a viable player once again. 125 years after its first flight, the Zeppelin is still aloft, graceful, quiet, and unforgettable.